All right, we're here with Daniel. His team won first place at today's NorCal 3v3 event here at Area 51. Congrats.
Thank you, appreciate it.
What were you playing today?
I played Spright Punk.
Spright Punk. What were your teammates playing?
My teammates were playing Exosister and Pure Spright.
Nice.
I played a different build that a lot of people probably are optimizing right now, specifically for like math scenarios. I think that like this version of the deck like helps you play through tier limits a lot better, turn 0, and just everything else in the meta. So I kind of like that it allows you to add 2 hand traps rather than just adding 1 off of like gigantic Spright.
Yeah.
So primarily I think that gave me the edge in the mirror, and then plus the ceiling's a little bit higher, so the risk of playing the punks was worth it, and it worked out. I only lost 1 game today, and it was in our top 4. So it was awesome. All my matchups, round 1 was solid. That was a 2-0. Round 2 was Exosister 2-0. Tier limit 2-0 in round 3. We drew the final round for top cut, and then in top cut, tiers 2-1, and then for the finals for the finish. So, yeah, so we could just get right into it, and then I can kind of explain why I played the cards I played.
Absolutely. Yep. Check it out.
So right off the bat, my normal summon of the deck is I play the Dark Beckoning Beast package. I could kind of explain why, just so we could just get to the deck after the fact, so I can explain why this is so good against tier limit. Like I said, this is the primary reason why I like it so much, because this is 2 monsters in its own, because the spell card that you play reborns. So like you could get like Zeus lines, and then you could still get a level 2 on the board, and that's just very valuable. Again, this version of the deck is so the ceiling is a little bit higher for you to play past hand traps and for the crackback on the board breakers. Swap Frog, Runatonin, and I played the Duke Frog. The only reason why I played the Duke Frog, this isn't actually mandatory. It's easily cuttable, just because a lot of people know that you can get super polyed by tier limits. But the reason why I played this is because with the Dark Beckoning package, you do have a lot of lines to get to Jin. So this actually makes it better going into their first turn, because they can't just outright run it over. So that's like primarily the reason why I played it. I didn't play Pixies today, but I wanted to. Just the standard 3 blue, 3 jets, 1 red, and 1 carrot. No explanation there. And for the hand traps I played, it was based off of what was in the room. So I only played 10, and I know like 12 is like the more standard number right now. But this deck mills with Chaos Ruler, and with the amount of darks and the amount of hand traps that you can actually hit on the mill, that's what this deck was really based off of, so you can get 2. So I played 3 Ash, 2 Crow, 1 Veiler, 1 Ogre. I did these as one-ofs just because like if there was anything like Flow Wanderies, or you know there's the right packages that are still in the format, if I knew what I was playing against, I had the option to add these. Like I said, it was more just so I had an advantage against anything I played against, and then I played the Emperors. So just 10. And then I played the Punk package. These cards are just insane value. I played the Plague Spreader too. Arguably like one of the better like side normal summons that isn't like deep or anything like that, because it's the only one that extends on its own. The risk and reward value of what these cards actually do for the deck is just extremely, like it's just awesome. So like I think that like it's worth the risk to be able to have that slight edge in the mirror matches, and then gets everything else. So that's why I played them. For the spells, 3 starter, triple tactics, MVP of the day. This card is absolutely insane. At one point, like I was just citing Crow's game 1 just because of how good this card was, going first or second. But I managed to fit the double Crow in, because I was originally only playing 1, but there's a lot here in the room. 3 emergency teleport, absolute insane card. Again, I could show why those packages are so good. Prosperity, I've only played 2 today. The Spirit Gates, and then the Smashers. That's it for the main deck. I played 43 cards, just so I can minimize the chances percentage-wise, so that I didn't draw the essential bricks, and it worked out. For the side deck, again, for what was in the room, there's a lot of right decks, so forth. 3 Nibiru, 3 Gamma, and the Driver. Again, I was just telling some friends here that the greatest thing about the Punk package is it makes siding in this deck so much easier, just because you have like 7 to 8 cards that you can side out right away. So when you're going second, you get the max value out of this card, because this is the worst hand trap like going first, because like if you're being properly hand trapped, then this card literally does nothing. So that's why I felt like it was better as a side deck option. And you can still keep the E-tallies in when you side out the Punk card, so you can fit this in. So you still have value with your E-tallies as an extender. There was a lot of Eldritch in the room today, so 3 evenly, 2 Lightning Storm, and the Feather Duster. So just 6 cards, same thing. You can side out the Punk engine if you just outright want to put all the blowout cards in. and then 2 Dark Ruler. Again, like it's one of those cards where like when you win the die roll, you'd rather it just be another hand trap, because like on the crackback, if they're meaning Dark Ruler, then this card really doesn't do anything, because you kind of just lose your resources in no sense in the Zeus lines. Tokens. I played 2 Elf. Help. This card needs to be banned. This doesn't even deserve to be on the video. I played the Dark Charmer, obviously because tier limits. I played 2 of the Gigantic, 1 of the Toad. Make some more room here. And then the most underrated like rank 2s that nobody respects, the Jin and the Soul Sweeper. I'm going to put these to the side because I can show you why these are so good against tier limits as well. Against everything else, like the biggest issue this deck has is like the damage threshold, which is what the punks do too, because it gets you to 2 monsters with 3,000 attack, and Baron, of course. This banishes big monsters you can't get over, so you can get into extra damage per game. This lets you play through hand traps, and there's also scenarios where again, with Dupe Frog, you can protect these, so it just makes them more valuable because they can't just outright run them over, which is their biggest weak point because they're so small. Not so much the Soul Sweeper, but the Dijin. The Zeus package, Cavalry, Downer Magician, and Zeus. And then the Punk package. To be completely honest, you don't even need this. I was going to play something else over it today, but I just stuck with it just in case, because there are some lines where like, if they do hand trap this combo, then you can still get to the Baron by just summoning this onto the field and keeping your help, and then you can still draw a card, maybe draw a hand trap, and still make Baron to their turn. Because you do have the middle of dark, but there are a good number of darks, but that was just in case that they didn't. Real quick, just so I could kind of explain the package here. I'm pretty sure everyone knows the Punk combo, but I just wanted to show this one just in case. So against tier limit, so when you would go to normal summon the Dark Beckoning to go get your spell, most of the time that's when they would hand trap you with their monster effects to maybe try to get lucky. Let's just say that they make Winda. We'll say this AJ token is Winda. So then you would go ahead and activate the spell card to get you the second copy of the Beckoning Beast. So if you have like Jet comboed with this, you can still do full combo. So then you would normal summon this, and then you would overlay this into the Soul Sweeper. You would use the Soul Sweeper's effect, detaching it. And this is a reborn, so you can discard a card to reborn this back if you need to know level 2 for any reason. So this would be the window that gets banished. So then you just go to blue, then you go into your Jet, and so forth. And then once you get to your Jet, you search the starter, and you actually search the carrot in this scenario. Most tier limits don't play hand traps, but in builds that they do for any reason, when you go your Gigantic, they can ogre you. So like even if this leaves the board, you still have a material to detach off another XYZ, and then if they imperm you, you can just tribute it to dodge the imperm. So it was just extreme value, and nobody respected this whatsoever, because the first thing you do, they're going to try to trigger so they can lock you. So that's why this engine was so valuable. But yeah, that's the deck.
Well, dude, I really like it, man. I'm glad you guys won today. That deck looks super fun.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Any shout outs today?
Shout out to my team, First or Last Gamer, first and foremost. Everyone did an incredible job. Shout out to AJ for letting me borrow cards as always. And shout out to everyone back at home in Stockton. And until next time.
Thank you, man. We'll see you again next time.